everyone. I'm WABC Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg, and this is Weather or Not, sponsored by TD Bank. And we have some extreme cold in the wake of our snowstorm. We'll time the milder temperatures and the next storm threat, which doesn't look too significant, and it's way down the road. Well, that's after significant snowfall. I mean, look at Orange County, Washingtonville, 8.5 inches of snow. That was the highest total I've seen. Hopewell Junction over 7 inches. Austin coming in at about 5.5 inches. And Roosevelt, a little over 4 inches. How about across New York City? You know, the park was kind of an outlier at 1.5 inches Midtown 2. There's actually a report on the Upper East Side. I mean, directly across from where they measure in the park, and it was 2.8 inches. So the average snowfall in New York City was closer to a 3-inch snowfall. And we even saw some amounts that got not too far from about 4 inches in places like Howard Beach. In New Jersey, Kinnelon at 7 inches, Hackettstown 6.2 inches, and Franklin Lakes coming in at nearly 6 inches. And Fairfield County did pretty well. How about Danbury at 5 inches? Weston just under 4 inches, in Bridgeport 2.5 inches. So now in the wake of this system, no matter what snow you got, you all get the cold air. So it's pretty frigid for the next 2 days. Sub-zero wind chills the next 2 mornings, at least outside of New York City. And it's a very slow thaw. We're finally back to freezing by Friday, even with sunshine. And then over the weekend, we'll be in the mid and upper 30s and more melting. The next shot of some rain or snow is not for another week, and it doesn't look terribly significant. So the pattern looks dry. And I'll show you where the storm track has been shoved to. I mean, it's all the way down to the Gulf Coast where they're getting some historic snows. For Tuesday, it's frigid. And the thing that'll make it feel even colder is after a little bit of sunshine in the morning, especially north and west, the clouds take over. The wind isn't all that bad, but even a 5 to 15 mile per hour breeze will make it feel like we're around 10 during the day. We are still bitter on Wednesday, so the core of the cold over us Tuesday, Wednesday. It's not as harsh in the afternoon. It's a little sunnier as we go through Wednesday and Thursday, and finally we're around 30 on Thursday. So some things you can do in the cold, obviously just common sense stuff. Lots of layers, cover up, hat, gloves, check on your neighbors, make sure the pets aren't outside for a long period of time, and know those signs of frostbite. If you're outside for a long period of time, you're losing sensation in your face. Make sure everything's covered up. And in terms of your home, make sure the furnace is working efficiently. Keep all the fuel tanks full. I mean, in the car, especially if you have to keep it outside, you don't want a quarter of a tank in there where condensation could build up in the tanks. Clear those vents and roofs and drip faucets in the kitchen and bath if you have to, and disconnect those drain hoses if you haven't already. And check the tire pressure, especially if you're keeping the car outside. In this type of weather, it can go down in a hurry, and you don't want to ride on low tires. Boy, the cold has really swallowed up much of the country. And look at the lows on Tuesday. 22 in Houston, 24 in New Orleans, 41 in Orlando, 13 in Atlanta. I mean, that's the same temperature as we're going to see. And look at the sub-zero temperatures across parts of the lake. So winter storm warnings up from South Texas all the way to South Carolina. I mean, we could see the most snowfall we've seen in nearly 60 years in parts of the Houston and New Orleans area, and maybe even an inch of snow on the Florida Panhandle. Some other national news with this pattern changing this week. We're back to offshore winds and Santa Ana winds and extreme fire danger at least through Tuesday for LA and Ventura counties. And as we go into the day on Tuesday in the afternoon, San Diego counties, some gusts 60 to 80 miles an hour, and the humidity is going down to single digits. Wind chills back to our weather on Tuesday morning. Once again, sub-zero many of our suburbs, and that's 9 in the morning. I mean, a couple hours earlier, sub-zero off to the north and west. Single digits about the highest you'd see. As we go through the afternoon hours, the wind chills probably feel like they're in single digits to around 10. And basically, it's rinse and repeat for Wednesday. Now, in terms of sunshine, we are sunnier north and west in the morning on Tuesday. Some clouds are spraying toward the coast, and I think those clouds tend to increase. Look for a mostly cloudy day north and west and overcast toward the coast, and that will make temperatures struggle to around 20 degrees. Those clouds will peel away. See how there's actually some snow showers moving away? It's actually the northern reaches of that storm down south, and there's some snow showers in there, but they should stay offshore. By Wednesday morning, single digits to maybe around 12 in the city, sub-zero north and west. And then during the afternoon, I was around 20, just some high clouds streaming into the area. There is actually a weak front that's going to try to come through Thursday night and Friday. Kind of keeps our temperatures from not climbing too much. We'll get to around maybe 30, 32 by the time we get to Friday. But both days look at least partly to mostly sunny. Friday, in fact, is looking mostly sunny. Weakening front off to the west. High pressure on Saturday, but sunshine will give way to clouds. There's a weak front off to the north. I still think we're going to remain dry on Sunday with just a lot of clouds. So this is the weather or not part of the segment. We'll look ahead into the end of the month. Once again, I don't see any major storms. We'll have to see what that storm impact next Monday is. Could be some rain or snow. But overall, the end of the month is looking more seasonal. If you look at the steering patterns, there's the core of the cold leaving us on Wednesday. There's still some modified polar air in these purple shades that are coming in Thursday and Friday, and that's why we're not really popping in temperature. And then there's a little bit more Pacific air trying to work in over the weekend so we could see mid and upper 30s. Still really chilly, and again gearing toward more cloud cover Saturday afternoon and into Sunday. Notice that southwest flow in the jet. There is going to be a storm. Now, whether it's, suppressed enough to our south or we just get some fringes, it's positively tilted when you look at the axis of this dip in the jet stream. So I don't think it's a terribly strong wave of low pressure moving through, but could be a period of some light snow or rain. That moves away. There will be some moderation in the final days of January, but it does look like there's another piece of the polar vortex that might break off and try to come into the northeast in early February, maybe toward Groundhog Day. But when you look at the 10-day trend in temperature, we climb out of this deep freeze. We're around freezing on Friday, mid and upper 30s over the weekend. We kind of hang out there just slightly below normal, and then maybe have a shot at 40 before that colder air arrives for the beginning of February. Right now, the Climate Prediction Center has our temperatures still in sort of near to below normal range. I like that. I don't think we're going above normal. But in terms of precipitation, notice it's near normal, the above normal really down to the south, closer to the storm track. So I'm not seeing a lot of wet weather. We did get some beneficial snow, and we'll get some runoff eventually into our reservoirs, but we need more. But you see how the precip chances are just so low as we go through Sunday, and then maybe Monday we get that chance of rain or snow showers. Here's your AccuWeather forecast. 12 degrees. Tuesday morning, it's frigid. A wind chill of 4 in the city to about 12 below in the suburbs. Call it partly cloudy. More clouds south and east. Mainly clear to partly cloudy north and west. During the day, a lot of clouds come in, and we just struggle to get into the upper teens. Maybe we touch 20 briefly. We're going for the 20, feeling like 11 as the clouds roll in. 13 tomorrow night, continued very cold. It looks like we'll have a decrease in cloudiness tomorrow night. Here's your 7-day. The core of the cold the next 2 days, back to 30 on Thursday. Clouds break for sun. Friday looks pretty sunny and around freezing. It's not going to feel so bad after this week. Sun gives way to clouds on Saturday, 34. I think we're dry daylight hours on Sunday, but a lot of clouds, 37. Then a chance of rain or snow showers on Monday. That's the way your forecast is shaping up. Thanks as always for listening to Whether or Not. We'll see you next time, snow, rain, or shine.